and welcome to another episode of Presence Practice with Poonam and Parker. Hey, Poonam.
Hey, Parker.
Hello. So, we're going to define a high quality no. What is a high quality no? A clean, clear response that says no. And is it possible? And yes, it is possible. And it means that when you say no to something or someone, that it stands by itself, that inside of you, before the words exited your mouth, no, there was clarity and stillness and peace inside of you. And the no will just come out of your mouth. Then there's not the chewing mind creating anxiety inside of us, rehearsing how we're going to say no, sorry about saying no. It's just a clean, clear knowing of what is right for you in any situation. There's no resistance, nothing coming up, welling up that wants to force the no. No story. It's a knowing. It's a clear knowing. So if you're in any other space than that, before saying no, take a moment. Take a moment and see what's showing up inside of your body. Maybe you do some breath work practices. This channel has a few. Maybe we'll put some in the comment section below or the notes below. So we sit in the clarity and the stillness, and you'll know what's right for you. Your neighbor may have a different answer. Your compass is going to come from becoming a spacious presence, and then just start moving and doing. And then we balance being and doing, and being and doing, and we can move fluidly. And the yes and no are equally clean. Yes and no. Right? We don't diminish it with lots of explanations and as ruses that we're sharing. We can say just no. We may say as a way of sharing, maybe later on in the conversation, maybe you'll say it, maybe you won't, because it's coming from your spaciousness, responding to whatever specific situation is appearing in front of you in the present moment. There are other opportunities that we have to practice a clean, clear no out in the world. Let's say someone is talking to us and we need to peel off to meet a commitment. We have a commitment, right? And I start with gratitude. Get very present and very much be listening to each thing that's being said. Watch and see if there's any part of you that wants to get away, to move on to the next thing, to be on time, any stories that come up. And say thank you. It's so wonderful to see you here today, to run into you, and I must be on my way now. And then drop it. Perhaps we can have some tea one of these days. Clean, clear no. If someone has asked you to do a little extra, more than what you've already done. You can still say no to that. You're not sorry, right? Sorry has in these situations has sort of the feel of guilt and shame around it. So if you are feeling um, anything other than that clear spaciousness, that peaceful no, that's very clean and beautiful, and there's no defensiveness in it. If you're feeling defensive, if you're feeling anxiety, if there's any resistance, then see if you can't give yourself a little bit of space. Who knows, your no may not even be a no. it may be a yes. And then you guide, your life is guided into a true path that truly reflects moment by moment the kind of deepening consciousness that's arriving on the planet today. Poonam, do you like a clean, clear no, Poonam? I love it. I do.
And I feel, and I feel the point that you brought up about my old self would have been guilty. There's something about saying no and feeling guilt about saying no. And now no longer do I feel there's like the presence that says no. And that's it. I think Byron Katie used a very sweet statement. She says, a no to me is a yes to the universe. Right? So there's like a perfect balance. I'm in aligned with my inner beingness. And if I need to stay at home and not participate in this party or happy hour or something, and I say no, no guilt, no. The one thing we need to watch for is the no. It does not follow with normally, like the example Eckhart gives is when the waiter gives you cold soup and you're sending off the cold soup, right? Don't make the other person wrong, right? The ego will come in and want to yell at the waiter and say, how dare you serve me cold food or cold soup or serve me the wrong thing, right? It's just a low quality, hey, whatever dish you serve me, it's not, I'm vegetarian, so sometimes they'll put some shrimp in there. I'm like, please, can you make a tofu dish? There's shrimp in this, right? I have to return the dish back. Not always can you eat what's served, right? The same thing with the soup. Just say, can you please warm this up? You don't have to make the person wrong. It's a high quality no. They know you're not going to drink cold soup, right? The same thing with invitations to places. You're going to say, um, you know, that's what Eckhart says, that life always is giving us challenges. Sometimes you'll miss your flight. You want to be somewhere and you'll miss your flight. So, okay, you're going to somebody's funeral and you missed your flight. That's a high quality, no, I cannot be there, right? There is no guilt, acceptance of the present moment. What did the universe offer? What did planetary intelligence offer me in this moment? In this moment, it made me miss the flight. That means I was not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Right? I was not supposed to be there at that funeral. It made me miss the flight. So that's a high quality no. That's the
Yes.
yes to reality. No argument with reality, right? You
Yes.
say, yes,
Yes.
I accept this moment as it is, no
So
matter
what?
what form it takes.
That's right. And if the no is what comes, then the no is also beautiful. It's to see them both equally. So let's say I have one for you, Poonam. let's say we have a relationship with someone that we've never said no to. It's decades even, and it's a layered, complicated, and two unconscious people. One of them is broken off, and they're becoming more conscious, and they're learning to say no in this relationship that they've always said yes in. The reason why I keep putting the focus back on the belly is because our energy field meets a person before we ever start talking. So if we enter into it from a peaceful place, the trick in those situations would be to recognize the facts of the situation. This would be new to say no in this relationship, but it's a yes to the universe, like you were just saying, right? So if someone has a much more complicated situation, the answer is still, I think, the same, wouldn't it be? Return to the present moment, come on home, sit with wherever the anxiety may be for this no that you're going to give. Be at peace with it. Be gentle and loving if you see yourself with it feels like insecurity or something gnawing its way, fear about what the other person will say or do. We must drop that. We're not in charge of other people. But we can help to facilitate healthier relationships where everybody gets their space, especially if we are living from a place of being true to what is and what is coming through us, and saying yes to that.
And soon enough, I feel what Byron Katie says, right? The other person will catch up to the fact that, hey, this person actually is a totally different person than what I knew decades ago. Their energy, they can feel the change in the shift in energy. They may take some time. It's not like, because they have a mental construct of who we were. If it was 3 decades ago, she talks about a friend of hers that always compared her to the mother that she was, and how angry she was, or how she was 3 decades ago. And she said, you just have to wait for that person to catch up to who you are now.
Yes. Leave them be. Let
Right.
them see
Yes.
you as however they need to see you. Mm-hmm. It's okay. And when you become when we get to a place where we know who we are, the I amness, and when we can sit comfortably in that space for longer than just a few seconds, all of these things that we're talking about just drop away. They just drop away, considering how the other person likes you or doesn't like you, is going to respond to what you say, or care about you, or will diminish you or not. None of it matters. And a lot of it doesn't even come up anymore. It just doesn't. If you stop role playing, other people will stop treating you like those roles, right?
Yes.
So clean, clear now is a topic of this video. I think we did pretty well staying on topic, something that Poonam and I are working on as a team.